Hey Flosstube, this is Lynn with Those Missing Stitches, and I'm here with my Flosstube number 9. Today is Monday, September 4th, and I have my WIPs to share with you. I have some new starts. I have something that was a new start and a finish all in the same month. I have a baby tiny haul with just a couple of new digital patterns, and then I have some new fabric that's in my shop. Some of them I'll show you later when I show my haul because I did design some of them to go with the new patterns that I have. So first of all, I want to say an extra special thank you. My new fabric shop has been in business now for 2 months, and I've been very successful beyond anything that I had ever dreamed could happen. And I thank all of you out in the community who have ordered who have checked out my shop and all of the encouragement that I've gotten. I wanted to send out an extra special thank you to a few people. And just for the shout outs on YouTube and for their orders, a couple people that have put in some pretty massive orders and have been really praising me, and I'm really thankful for all the feedback that they've given me. So first, there's Catherine at Stitching and Costume. I also want to shout out to Sarah at Sarah's Stitchy Spot, and Angie at Tiny House Stitcher, and then Laura at Stitching by the Shore, and Shelly at Antique Needleworks. I want to say an extra special thank you to Abby at Abby Sue Designs, who I've partnered with for her mugshot bill and stitch along to provide a fabric for that stitch along. And then there's a couple people that I think are not Flosstubers as far as I know, but I will link their Instagrams below if I do have a link to their Instagrams, and that's Angie Sawyer and then Angela Luchessa, who have both really loved the 25 count Lugana apparently and have ordered a whole bunch of the different colors. So thank you very much to you two. And then I don't want to butcher your name, I'm sorry, Ginny, but Ginny Shaik, I think, who has been really has provided a lot of feedback, and we've been emailing back and forth. She's ordered quite a bit, and I really appreciate all of the support and all of the encouragement that she's given me as well. So thank you, an extra special thank you, particularly to those people. But thank you to everybody. I will have a giveaway at the end of this video, some more fabric. If you want to stick around for the end of that, I'll give you the keyword for the comments to enter for some fabric from my shop. So let's get right to it. I will start with my WIPs. Not a ton of stitching this month because I have been, just really busy with family activities and with fabric dyeing and the business and everything. But I try to squeeze it in whenever I can. So focusing a little bit more back on my focus piece, which is the Grand Library. This is the regular size MAC color version. The artist is Amy Stewart, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am stitching this on 18 count, 2/1, full cross, and here's where I was at the last video. Since my last video, I've put in only 2,053 stitches, but in total, I'm at 1,000, start that over, that's a lot more than that, 174,792 stitches for 43.4%. So here's where I'm at now. This is the romance section, and I'm about 4,500 stitches away from, maybe a little more because I'm going a little past the 2-page mark. So maybe a little over 5,000 stitches left to complete this whole 2-page section plus the extra shelf area at the bottom. So I'm really excited to get that page finished. I want to take it out of the Q-snap and get some more pictures of that and all the progress I've made on this one and show it to some of the local stitchy groups. So hopefully I'll have that done in the next couple weeks. Just these 2 pages, not the whole thing. So that is the Grand Library. Next I have Fruits of Plenty. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery, and I am stitching this one on 25 count Silvery Moon Lugana, and I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross. Here's where I was in the last video. And since the last video, I have put in 1,271 stitches. I only worked on it for 2 days, so that's a pretty good amount of stitching to do in just 2 days, especially for full cross. But in total, I'm at 10,458 stitches for 22.06%. Here's where I am now. I completed the bird section. I did a little more of the blue down here, and I'm starting at the dark blue and the little triangle up here, working my way over to this section, hoping to finish all the way across and then probably go back to the left-hand side and work across the next row. That is Fruits of Plenty. Next, I have The Haunted Library. This is by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. I think that, yeah, that's the full name of her shop. I'm stitching this one on 18 count, fiber on a whim, milk and honey. And here's where I was last time. I'm doing this 2/1 full cross. And since my last video, I've put in 1,135 stitches. And in total, I'm at 5,206 stitches for 30.81%. I'm loving getting into some of these colors and just seeing the different colors and seeing the picture come to life. I'm really enjoying stitching on this one, so I'm excited to see the progress on this one as well. I know I'm a little late to this was a stitch along, so I'm definitely late. A lot of people have already stitched this, but I'm really enjoying this, and I think probably any Lola Crow stitch along in the future, I'm probably going to join right away. So, just because I'm liking this one so much. Next is one that I started in July. This is All Hallows Eve by Joan Elliott Designs. I'm stitching this one on 25 count Lugana, and the color is Brave Boromir. It's from my shop. Here's where I was last time. I only stitched on this for one day for 128 stitches, and I'll show you why. Here's where I am now, and you can tell in the cat I had to frog quite a bit. And I think I just lost my motivation because I was just, frogging is horrible. But I'll get back to it. In total, I am at 1,615 stitches, but I don't know, because it's not a Pattern Keeper compatible. I just scanned the PDF, or I scanned it into a PDF so I can mark off my stitches, but I don't know what the total stitches are since Pattern Keeper won't count it. Okay, next is my first new start for August. It's called Psychedelic Wonderland, and I think it's Psychedelic Wonderland 1. The artist is NM Designs, and it's charted by Tilton Crafts. I am stitching it on 28 count Easy Guide Lugana, and I'm doing 2/1 10 stitch. And I have done 2,913 stitches for a total of 3.24%. All I'm working on right now is the 939. So it's going pretty fast. It's just one color. Okay, and then another new start for me is the Mugshot Villain Stitch Along by Abby Sue Designs. This one I am stitching on 18 count Ada in the color Epically Evil Fairy Godmother that's also in my shop. And here is where I'm at on that. I've got the first row finished, and I'm starting on the second row on some of the frames. And here's to scoot back a little bit and show you the full fabric. This is a smaller piece that I just dyed for myself. My Ada in my shop is normally a lot bigger than this, but I just did a small piece for myself. So in total, I have around 2,300 stitches. This is another one that wasn't entirely Pattern Keeper compatible. You can import it, but it's sideways and it doesn't quite line up on the pages. So I'm being a little creative on how I'm marking them off to count my stitches, but I don't know again in total what that percentage is. I'm hoping I have all of the framework done before the first release of the first, I don't know how many villains are going to come out at a time, but there'll be the villains mugshots in the frames. So I'm hoping to have all the frames done before that starts, because I know it's going to be a lot of stitching once the actual characters get released. So that is Mugshot Villain Stitch Along by Abby Sue Designs. I've got a couple weeks, so I'm hoping I can kind of juggle between that one and the Grand Library for the goals that I have for September. My last WIP to show you was a new start and also a finish. Miracle of Miracles. This is actually something that I started as a community stitch along for the Witchy Stitcher, who has announced or put on Instagram in either late July or early August that she was suffering from a very rare form of cancer. And a lot of the community had come together and said, let's, just do a stitch along for the Witchy Stitcher, stitch anything you have. And I decided to stitch the Apothecary Shop. And I stitched it on 18 count Ada from a fabric that's in my shop called Poetic Pony Boy. So I started and finished it. and I absolutely love it. It was a quick stitch. I think I only worked on it for like 7 or 8 days. This was probably the majority of my stitching that I did in August. And it's so awesome. I can't wait to frame it and put it up. And now that it's like Halloween time, this is going to be perfect. Our front room is kind of a bar area game room theme. So I'm super excited to put this up in that area with all the Halloween decorations. So that is Apothecary Shop by the Witchy Stitcher. Yay, I'm finished. I'm so excited. Okay, so that is it for my WIPs. Not a lot to show you, just because I'm focusing on a couple of focus pieces and when I get the time to do it. So I'm hoping to pick up my stitching again, a little more regularly now that school's back in and the business is kind of at a steady pace again. I do have some tiny haul, just a couple new patterns that I purchased. So the first one is Tonight We Ride by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and it was just released. It was from their Halloween box from last year. I did purchase their Halloween box for this year, so I'm excited to see what's in that. But this is the release from their Halloween box from last year. I purchased the PDF pattern, and then I designed a fabric that is going to be released in my shop today that I'm calling Genuine Jillian to go with that pattern. There's the Ada. And I actually pulled a couple of the colors from the pattern just to see the colors up against it. And I love it. So I'm excited about starting that. So Genuine Jillian. And of course, if you don't already know, all of my fabrics are named after book characters. So Jillian Owens from Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. Very witchy Alice Hoffman, writes all about witches and read several of them. So this is for Jillian. Here, I actually have the linen too here. So let me show you the linen. Very similar. I think it'll look really good with that pattern. Can't decide. I think I'm going to do the Ada, but I might do 2/1 on the linen. I haven't done linen or 2/1 before, so I'm curious to check it out. And then the next pattern I purchased was Saga by Long Dog Samplers. I've really been admiring a lot of the Long Dog Sampler stuff for years, and I haven't had much of, it feels a little daunting because they are so huge. I'm probably going to try to finish Fruits of Plenty first before I start this one, but it is in my arsenal. It is something that they just released, and I really, really liked it when I saw it. So I did go purchase it just so I can have it in my stash for one of those someday I want to start this pieces. So that's it for my haul. I didn't go crazy shopping this month. Mostly I've just been creating new colors and creating fabric. So I did have one other fabric I wanted to share that's new in my shop today. And this one I'm calling Admirable Atticus for Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. And it's kind of a grayish brown. Darker than Poetic Ponyboy and browner, maybe a more gray than Poetic Ponyboy that's already in my shop. I think it'd be a really good sampler color. I might restart Kringles on this one because I had not liked the fabric that I had started Kringles on and wanted to restart it. So that's a possibility. Just have the two colors this month. Trying for a little fall kind of theme, brown and orange. And then next month I'm hoping for red and green for the holidays. So that is actually it. Short video this month. Don't have a ton to update you on. I did want to do a giveaway. So for anybody that's interested in entering the giveaway, I am going to give away a piece of fabric from my shop, a fat quarter of whatever color or whatever fabric piece you would like. For whatever fabric count, and that could include the new colors as well. If you'll just put in the comments below something containing the word fabric, then I will pick a winner of the giveaway on my next video, which should be at the beginning of next month. So thank you everybody for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time.